Check, check, check. This is Pacer Sports Network. Just a quick test. We good?
This is it. So now, go.
Testing, testing, testing.
So it's this right there. If it's out, you're on.
All right, so when I go to break, just hit that. Okay, cool.
What's up, Pacer fans? Welcome to a brand new season worth of men's basketball for your William Peace Pacers. I'm your host, your new host, new voice of William Peace basketball, Will Dalton, taking over for the one and only Darren Vaught, who did an incredible job for many years leading up to this one. So I got some big shoes to fill, but quick shout out to Darren. But now to the matter at hand. It is opening day for both the Pacers of William Peace and the opponents, Washington and Lee, the Generals. It's their opening day as well. We're here at Herman Athletic Center on the campus of William Peace University in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. We got us an afternoon matchup. It's a little after 2 o'clock, 2:03 to be exact. This is a non-conference matchup. The Pacers, they ended their season last year, unfortunately, in a first-round loss in the conference tournament, the USA South tournaments, to Methodist. And, you know, they lost about 6 seniors, 7 players total, I believe. But on the bright side, they have 13 new faces. Most of those are freshmen, but a few of those are also transfers from other colleges. So hopefully they'll make a good impact this season as well. We do, however, the Pacers return all 5 of their starters from last year, so that's the good news. On the Washington and Lee side of things, they lost a very impactful player. He was a senior. They lost him to graduation. Roy McMillan. He led darn near everything for the Generals last year. He led points. He led field goal percentage. He led free throws, rebounds. He actually signed a pro contract not too long ago. He signed with the Terceira Basket Club out of Portugal. So he's continuing his basketball escalades at the pro level. The Generals are out of Lexington, Virginia, and they play their home games at Warner Center over there in Lexington. But not today, as they're going to be here at the Herm here in Raleigh. Players are coming out onto the court now. The Pacers have on their white unis with black and green trim. The Generals have their blue unis with green and white trim as everybody's at center court getting ready for the tip-off. Trey Bryant, who is a very impactful player for the Pacers last season, he's out of Boonville, North Carolina from Starmount High School, actually led the Pacers in field goal percentage last year amongst the starters. He's going to get things tipped off here at the Herm as we get a brand new season underway, and it's going to go to the Generals. They're heading to my right, and the Pacers, who now have the ball, they'll be heading to my left, as you see there. Bryant with it. And he dishes it out to Gaylord off the iron and into the hands of a Generals player, number 42 there. That's Curtis Mitchell. He's got it at the top of the key. And they're scuffling for the ball, it looks like, but it's into the hands of Tor there. But now swiped away by Gaylord, as now Bryant's bringing it up the floor, and he's going to go in strong, and it looks like he's going to draw a foul maybe, or it could be an offensive foul. And it looks like he will draw the foul as a player is now down for the Generals as he took a very hard landing. Hopefully he's all right as he's still on the floor there, not getting up. Pacers now gathering together as a team near the free throw line as the Generals player is still on the floor there near the baseline. The Washington and Lee Generals, they played their games. You know, I said this was a non-conference game. Their conference is actually the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, as Mark Lamondola, who was the player that was down for the Generals, he's up and walking around, and it looks like he's going to be all right. Fortunately for him and fortunately for the Generals, they don't want to lose one of their starters. So it looks like it was actually an offensive foul on Trey Bryant as he, came in there rather hard. So the Generals will now have the ball. Looks like the Pacers are in a full court press as Gaylord's up there at the top, now at mid-court. Lamondola is stolen away by Donnelly Tyrell Jr., and now another foul. Clearly a physical game as we have no score now with 19-12 left on the clock in the first half. as now Donnelly Tyrell Jr., sophomore guard and forward, he's listed here. Looks like he can play both of those positions. He misses his first free throw. He's out of Clayton, North Carolina, went to Clayton High School, as a matter of fact, as he prepares to shoot his second shot. That one, nothing but net, and the Pacers strike first in this game, 1-0. Almost 19 minutes left on the clock. And a wild pass there by William Brugman into the stands as the Pacers will get the ball back. Gaylord taking it out of bounds, and he'll pass it in to John Burwell, a junior guard, 6 foot out of Raleigh, so he's feeling right here at home. As the Pacers swing it around, Sellers has it. He's driving in hard. A little up and under there, but didn't quite get the roll he wanted. And it's going to stay here with the Pacers, looks like, as it hit a general ankle, I believe. Tyson Sellers taking the ball out, and he's going to send it up to the top of the key to John Burwell, who dishes it back out to Sellers. Right wing three. Looked like it was going to go, but it did not. It swirled out, but into the hands of Mikael Gaylord. And now back into the hands of Seller, over to the corner, back up to Sellers at the top of the key, or at least near the top of the key. He's going to swing it over to Mikael Gaylord, who hesitated and thought about taking a shot there, a very deep three. But Tyrell Jr. took the layup attempt, missed it, and now the Generals take a three on the other side, and that's their first points of the game, 3-1. Generals up 2. Gaylord hands it off to Bryant, and now he dishes it to Sellers. Sellers at the top of the key. Now left corner, Tyrell, and now into the hands of John Burwell, the junior from Raleigh. He's driving in. Looked like he was going to maybe pass it away, but he took the shot anyway, but it was no good. And now Generals bring it up the floor. This is Lamondola, who dishes it off to Mitchell. And now over to Tour, who shot blocked by Trey Bryant, the big man. And now Tyrell with the drive, and that one's up and in. Tie ball game, 3-all. 17:35 on the clock here in the first half here at the Herm. Pacers still in that full court press defense, and a drive in by Lamondola, but it was swatted out of bounds by a Pacer defender. Not sure which one that was, as we now have some subs going in front of the scorers table. Camden Ferguson, the sniper marksman from Creedmoor, North Carolina. South Granville High School is where he graduated from. He's a senior as well. As I said, you know, he's a three-point marksman. And that's a layup attempt good by Curtis Mitchell. 5-3 Generals, as now Gaylord, a little jab step, and now he's going to drive in and dish it off. Burwell lost his footing, and now over to one of the subs that came in, Bo Bryant, one of the new faces, blocked by Mitchell, but into the hands of Burwell, who puts it right back in, watching out for his teammate there. 5-all, tie ball game, first half, 16:54 on the clock. Sam Wise driving it up into that Pacer defense. And he's trying to shake Gaylord, but was not having any luck as he dished it off, but now it's back in the hands of Wise, who hit a deep 2 there. 7-5 Generals. Bo Bryant. Now Camden Ferguson doing what he does best, picking up right where he left off. That sniper marksman, 8-7. There's a 3 and a response by the Generals. That was Richie Manigault from the left corner. A drive in by Bryant, just short. Fumbling the ball around are both teams, and now into the hands of Gaylord as they will reset. He's going to drive in and try to dish it over to Bryant in the left corner, Bo Bryant. And looks like we got a foul there, as we are now going to have some subs come in, but it looks like we might be getting ready to take a timeout as both teams are heading to their benches. Coaches are coming out, and it is an 8-10 ball game. Generals up 2 here in the first half. Just under 16 minutes to go in the first half. We're glad you're with us in this first game of Pacer basketball here on the Pacer Sports Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Pacers Sports Network as the buzzer just sounded for a second time, signaling to the players to get back out onto the court so we can resume play. Got a 10-8 ball game on our hands here in the first half. Generals lead it by 2. And it's going to be Pacer ball as Cam Ferguson has it in the out of bounds. He's going to pass it into Bo Bryant. And now that's an interception there by Wise right here in front of the scores table. And a finish by Mark Lamendola, 12-8 Generals. And now a wild shot attempt, no good, off to the right of the iron. It's going to go out of bounds over to the Generals bench as they will now pass the ball in. Tyson Sellers going over here to defend the inbounds pass. Pass is going to come into Sam Wise as he tries, and there is a foul. He was trying to shake John Burwell, and Burwell fouled Wise there, so we're going to take it right out of bounds here in front of the scores table. And now the ref's whistle as Brugman was trying to, as we're going to reset the clock here. And attempt to do this inbounds pass again. This is Brugman passing, and then there's Wise way ahead of everybody else, and he's going to get an and one as the bucket drops in for Wise. That's Sam Wise out of Winchester, Virginia. Guard, 6'4", weighs about 175 as he's at the line waiting to get his extra point. 14-8 Generals with 15 and a half to go in the first half. Shots up, and it's nothing but net, so that's going to make it 16-8 Generals. 15-8. There's Burwell driving in a crossover, and now it's out to Sellers, trying to shake some General defense. Cam Ferguson on the left wing, now back over to Sellers in the left wing. He drives in hard, doesn't finish it, however, as the ball's being tipped around like a volleyball, and Bo Bryant, the freshman, one of those new faces you're going to see a lot of, I'm sure, he puts it in. So it's 15-10 Generals as Pacers trying to get a little something going now. There's a three. No good as it bounced high off the iron, but into the hands of a General defender. And now a swirl around shot comes out into the hands of Sellers, and now up, down over to Ferguson on the fast break. Back up to Sellers, left wing, now over to Burwell as he drives in. Little attempted a fake shot. Now back into the hands of Burwell. Sellers, left corner, and a bank shot. Three-pointer Sellers, 13-15. Pacers now only down by 2. Sam Wise trying to do a little shake and bake on that Pacers defense as he's getting double teams, and now it's finally onto the other side of the court. And a finish there by William Brugman. As now it's 17-13. Generals up 4. 14 minutes remaining in the half. Burwell looking for some options. He finds Thomas, and now over to Sellers from left wing. There's a back-to-back threes by Sellers, trying to cut into that Generals lead. Now at 16-17, Pacers down 1, and up and over the backboard, out of bounds. It'll be Pacers ball. There's a General three-pointer trying to answer that three-pointer by Tyson Sellers. Another key scorer for the Pacers last year. One of those returners that one of the returning starters from last year who's going to play a key role this year. He's a senior guard, 6'2", out of Asheville, North Carolina. He actually led scoring last year with about 15.8 points per game, And now looks like we're going to have an inbounds. Players are scrambling, trying to get in position as the Generals will pass it in and into the hands of Sam Wise towards the top of the key. He's coming around to the left side, and very easy lane there for Sam Wise as he puts it in to give the Generals a three-point lead. Now the Generals going to the full court press that the Pacers have been putting onto them. There's a shot by Tyrell Jr. just short and up off the iron into the hands of Cheek Tour. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Right corner three, no good by the Generals. Cam bringing it up, and Cam, deep three, left wing, just short. He's hit a couple already today, and there's a foul. That foul's on Richie Manigault. And Cam Ferguson's going to take this one out of bounds and pass it in as the Pacers offense gets set up. As well, now we'll have a substitute for Washington and Lee, the Generals. William Brugman coming in as the ball's in now. Gaylord up at the top of the key, going around to the right side. There's a right corner three by Jalen Owens, another freshman. 19 all Pacers with 12:47 left in the first half. Sam Wise at the top of the key, swings it around to Tour, now back up to Mitchell. Gets caught by some Trey Bryant defense, and he has to pass it out. Now it's left wing, now back into Mitchell. He's still having trouble shaking Bryant, and he bodied up Trey Bryant and managed to get the shot off to give the Generals a 2-point lead, 21-19 with 12:18 to go in the half. Tyrell swings it over to Ferguson, left wing. Here's the freshman Jalen Owens again, and not sure what the call was there, but looks like a turnover. Generals will take it out, and here comes Mark Lamondola back into the game, one of the original starters for the Generals, as Brugman will pass it into Lamondola. Pacers still in that full court defense, trying to force some turnovers. Deep three, NBA level, probably beyond the NBA arc there for William Brugman. That's a 3, 24-19. Generals broadening that lead just a little bit as Gaylord has it, drives in, and he ends up dishing it off to Burwell, and now into the left corner. That's Trey Bryant just long on that three-point attempt. It's going Generals' way over to the right here. And we're going to take a quick media timeout. 24-19. Generals lead it by 5, 11:41 left in the first half. As Claude Shields will gather the Pacers. This is his 9th season as head coach, and he's going to try and set up a game plan to stop some of this Generals momentum that we've been seeing so far in the first half. Don't go anywhere. You are on the Pacers Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pacers Sports Network. Players now back onto the floor. 11:41 left to go in the half. Generals lead it by 5, 24-19 as they inbound the ball into Lamondola, their starting guard, as he makes a hard drive in over Bryant. And that's looking like it's going to be an offensive foul. I don't see any way how that wasn't an offensive foul, as good defense to stay put there by Bryant and take that hit and force the turnover and the foul. Foul there by Lamondola, sophomore guard out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Mount Lebanon High School is where he went to before coming to the Washington and Lee Generals. As Tyrell Jr. has it out of bounds, and he passes it in to Gaylord. Generals still in that full court press, trying to force some turnovers out of the Pacers. Pass into Bryant. Looks like they got a turnover there. And now Mitchell brings it up. Left wing three there. Nothing but net by Richie Manigault. 27-19. John Burwell brings it up for the Pacers very quickly and into the hands of Gaylord on the left wing. Trey Bryant now at the top of the key, back over to Burwell. Right wing drives in, takes a mid-range shot, swirls out, no good, and into the hands of William Brugman for the Generals. Little crossover shot, good, and that will be the first double-digit lead by anybody today, and it's by the Generals. They're up 29-19, up 10, with 10:47 to go in the first half. Burwell on the right wing, right corner shot, Mikael Gaylord. Good shot there by Gaylord, 22-29. Pacers cut into that lead. Wise gives it off to Brugman. There's another deep three by Manigault, but no good that time as he hit one just a little while ago. Burwell now into the hands of Gaylord. A little jab step drive. Burwell, bank shot, good. Pacers continuing to cut into that lead. And it looks like a turnover by the Generals. Brugman apparently crossed over the line before passing it in. A little bit of a lackadaisical play there by Brugman, as the Pacers will get it right back and continue this little bit of momentum that they've started to build up. Burwell now right wing. Top of the key, Burwell gives it off to Sellers, who loses his footing but maintains the ball. Back over to Burwell, swings it over to Ferguson, who thought about a three. Crossover shot, draws some oohs and ahs from the crowd. And now a spin move by Burwell, blocked. Cam Ferguson, that's a deep three. And off to the left, but into the hands of Bryant. And now out of his hands, and let's see what the call is, as players were scrambling for the ball and a lot of physical contact. General foul there. And it looks like it was going to be Pacer ball. A little lob pass in by Ferguson to Burwell. Pass into Bryant. He draws the foul as he hits the floor hard. He's going to get 2 shots. As it looked like Sam Wise was the General there that got the foul called against him. As we have 9:38 to go in the first half, 29-24. Pacers getting into that General lead just a little bit, as the first Bryant free throw was well short. As we'll now have a sub, as Curtis Mitchell is going to come into the game for Washington and Lee. He's going to check in for Mark Crohan, as Bryant gets set up to take his second free throw. Missed the first, did not miss the second one, as it was nothing but net. And now a fast break by the Generals, but didn't capitalize. Shot off, long to the left by Richie Manigault, freshman out of Stewartsville, New Jersey. And now freshman for the Pacers, Bo Bryant, will check in and pass the ball in. Burwell drives in hard, step back, deep 2, in and out, and now into the hands of Mitchell, who gives it off to Wise. And now Richie Manigault finishes the deal for the Generals. They're up 6, 31-25, 9:12 to go in the first half. Cam Ferguson drives. He's on the left side and now gives it to Bo Bryant. And Tyson Sellers has it now as he drives in, drawing some contact from Sam Wise, who then draws a turnover and into the hands of Manigault. Now this is Sam Wise. Thought about a three, drove in, and Curtis Mitchell with the slam to finish that one off for the Generals, 33-25. The big man out of Maryland getting up and slamming that one down. As now Trey Bryant will give it back off to Burwell, who is letting the clock tick a little bit. Bo Bryant, little fake drive in, pass towards the left side, but tipped by Curtis Mitchell of the Generals. And out of bounds, it's going to stay Pacers' way. And now a substitution for Washington and Lee, as it looks like that's Gus Wise who's checking in, and he's now attempting to guard that pass in by Bo Bryant. Sellers passes it in to Burwell. Clear physical contact there on that drive as he'll draw the foul. As he'll get 2 shots. John Burwell, junior guard, 6 foot. Went to Millbrook High School here in Raleigh. First shot by Burwell, hard off the iron, as we'll have a couple of subs, one in for each team. Mark Crohan will check in for Curtis Mitchell, excuse me, who had that electric jam just a little while ago that built some momentum as the second shot is off by Burwell in a scuffle for the ball. And it looks like it's going to stay here for the Pacers as Tyson Sellers walks out of bounds to pass in the ball. Pacers set up a lob pass close to the scorer's table. Looked like it might go out of bounds, but into the hands of Burwell, and now ball tipped away. Fast break, Generals on the offense. An attempted layup by Kevin Denon is going to draw a foul. As now he'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Let's just go down on a make.
Kevin Denon, a senior guard, 6'2", out of Severna Park, Maryland. As that first shot didn't go. 33-25, Pacers with 8 minutes to go. Just a few seconds, 8:04 exactly. As Denon drains the second shot. And now Burwell bring it up for the Pacers. A dish off into the left corner to Tyson Sellers. 3 no good. And now Generals get it again. Sam Wise bringing it up. A pass over to the left corner, but well short. That shot by Gus Wise is now Burwell would bring it up for the Pacers, and he'll finish that fast break. 27-34, Pacers still down by 7. And there's a wild pass, so it's going to go back to the Pacers. As Trey Bryan will check in, but looks like we're going to have a quick media timeout. 34-27, Generals have led most of the first half. That lead is at 7 as the Pacers are trying to get a little something going as we get closer and closer to halftime. 7:34 left in this half. Thanks for joining us, and don't go anywhere on the Pacers Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Pacers Sports Network. 34-27, Generals lead this one. The Generals of Washington and Lee, as the Pacers will inbound the ball. Generals have been in that, both teams actually have been on that full court defense, that press defense for most of the half. As Gaylord has it on the left wing. Drives in, kicks it off to Sellers beyond the three-point line, and now Gaylord will drive in, draw the foul, but I don't think the shot is going to count as the Pacers will take it out. And it looks like Gaylord is going to take some free throws. As now he's going to get the ball and get ready to shoot a pair of free throws. He actually led free throw percentage last year for the Pacers at 86%, but he missed that one as now the Generals will bring it up Brugman drives in, kicks it off to Wise, and now he gives it off to a General, but now back up to Wise, and now left wing. Tour driving in, no good. As Thomas brought that one down for the Pacers. Burwell drives in on the right side hard. Kicks it off to Gaylord at the top of the key. He drives in, shot good, 29-34, Generals up 5. Washington, a clear foul there. Washington and Lee got a fast break going as Cheek Tour gets fouled. And the officials get together and look like they're going to discuss the nature of that foul, but it looks like Tour is going to get a couple of free throws here with 6:38 to go. 34-29 is your score. And that foul is going to be on Tyson Sellers as we get ready for a couple of free throws from Tour. Tour out of Silver Springs, Maryland. Went to Sandy Spring Friends School as he hits his first shot. 35-29. Generals lead it by 6 as Tyrell Jr. will check into the game. DeAndre Thomas, a senior forward out of Concord, North Carolina, he'll check out as we get ready for the second free throw. Second free throw up and good. 36-29 Generals, 6:38 to go. Generals still in the full court press. Gaylord brings it up. Sam Wise of the Generals defending him. Tyson Sellers, long pass across the court over to Gaylord, and now he'll give it to Burwell near the logo, swings it around to Sellers. A drive in, but didn't get very far as there's some good defense there by Cheek Tour. And now Tyrell Jr. is going to get a lot of contact from the Generals defense. And it looks like it's going to be a turnover, and the Generals will get the ball back with 6:09 to go in the first half. They lead at 36-29. Brugman will give the inbound pass. It looks like he'll give it off to Sam Wise, who's sitting up there on the other side, just waiting for the ball. He now has it, and he's headed towards the Pacer defense. As Gaylord defending him, Wise drives past, right corner three, no good, and into the hands of Bryant, who'll give it off to Gaylord. Gaylord crosses over, a strong drive that he finished to cut into that Generals lead. Pacers doing everything they can to build some momentum. They're only down 5 now. Sam Wise kicks it off. There's a left wing three off, though, by Kevin Denon, and now the Pacers have it again. Burwell drives in, faces the General defense well long, as that shot just banged off the backboard, didn't even hit any iron, and now the Generals will bring it up. Sam Wise thought about a three. He drives in, bodies up Gaylord a little bit. Now a three. Well strong by William Brugman. Pacers bring it the other way. Gaylord pass up to Sellers. Right wing three. Looked like it was going to go, but it was too strong. It bangs off the iron and into the hands of Sam Wise. And now we've got a whistle. Not sure what happened there. Referees are pointing at Cheek Tour, though. And it looks like we've got a foul. 5 minutes to go, even. Pacers trail 31-36. They've trailed most of the first half. Okay, so it was a Pacer foul, it looks like, and it looks like Tour is going to get some free throws as his team is up by 5 here in the first half. 5 minutes even left in the first half. Tour freshman guard nails his first shot. Pushes that lead up to 37-31. Generals have led pretty much most of the half, but they haven't led by much. Pacers have been right on their tail the whole way as that second free throw is good. Gaylord brings it up strong. Lost the handle, but he gained it back. Tour guarding him. Pacers offense resets, and now Cam Ferguson's got it. He gives it off to Tyrell Jr., who drives in from the right corner and now kicks it off to Sellers in the right corner, and he drives in, misses, faced some contact from the General defense. No foul called, though, as now it's going to go back towards the Pacers as the Generals made some contact with the ball before it went out of bounds just in front of the stands there. Now Jalen Owens checks in for Sellers. And Gaylord will pass it in to Cam Ferguson, and now Ferguson will give it right back to Gaylord. As we're going to pause play. Looks like some clock mismanagement there. I think there was 3 seconds off of what it should have been. As the official is over here, make sure it's squared away. Tyrell Jr. will walk out and get ready to pass it in for the Pacers as we're still trying to get the clock figured out here at the scorers table. Still waiting on the scorers table. And, all right, looks like we're good to go. 4:31 on the clock as Gaylord will bring it across mid-floor. Ferguson's got it on the right wing, and now over to the left wing, into Tyrell Jr., a pass in to Trey Bryant, and out of bounds on the shot attempt, but looks like it made some contact with William Brugman of the Generals, and it's going to stay here on the Pacers side of things. A little lob pass in over the defenders of Washington and Lee. Shot no good by Gaylord as he faced a lot of General contact there on defense. 38-31, General still leading, 4:09 to go in the half. As Cam Ferguson will bring it in bounds as soon as he's got the ball from the official, and he gives it off to Tyrell Jr. Gaylord tried to get a little floater in from the free throw line, but it was blocked by General's defender. As the ball goes out of bounds towards Claude Shields standing there in front of that Pacer bench. And it looks like a foul. And we'll take a quick timeout. 38-31. Generals have led it most of the half. They lead it now, 38-31. They're up 7. 3:59 to go, just under 4 minutes, as each team gathers up in front of their benches, and we get ready to hit the home stretch on the first half. We'll be right back on the Pacer Sports Network. All right, welcome back to the Pacer Sports Network. 38-31 your score with 3:59 to go in the first half. Generals lead it as Cheek Tour hits his first free throw. Last play before we hit that break was a foul by Camden Ferguson that put Tour at the line. As the Generals now lead by 9 as that second free throw is good, 40-31. Just under 4 minutes to go in the half. Burwell brings it up on the right side of the floor. He's near the midcourt logo. Swings it around. Now into the hands of Burwell again, and now over to the left side. That's Jalen Owens with the ball, being defended by Tor. Ferguson has it. Burwell on the right wing, passes it a deep three near the logo for Cam Ferguson, but no good. Short off the iron. Sam Wise now brings it up for Washington and Lee as he'll kick it off in the right corner, and that shot well short by Tor. But a follow-up rebound and layup by William Brugman will put the Generals back in that double-digit lead category. They're up 11, their biggest lead of the game, 42-31. Left wing three, swirls around and out for Jalen Owens, freshman out of Clinton, North Carolina. Wise brings it up for the Generals. And the Generals swing it around. A left wing contested three. Cam Ferguson all up in the face of Kevin Denon, but they'll get it back. And William Brugman will pick up his teammate there and drain a three, as that is absolutely the biggest lead of the game. 45-31 with 2:50 to go in the half. And in the meantime, the Washington and Lee Generals, they're led by head coach Chris McHugh and assisted by Matt Williams. The Pacers are, of course, led by Claude Shields in his 9th season. I believe I mentioned that before. And he's assisted by John Bunch and also a new assistant coach he brought on this year, Jamal Stokes, in his first year along Claude Shields and coaching this Pacer basketball team. As that will conclude the timeout. The General players already back onto the floor. And here come the Pacers as Bo Bryant will wipe the bottom of his shoes and pass this one inbounds to Michael Gaylord. And he's crossed midcourt, looking over towards Burwell. He does, in fact, pass it to Burwell. And now a cross-court pass over to Sellers. Left wing three is good for Sellers. Generals bring it up the floor. Wise passes it into a very contended pass as Sellers, I believe it was Tyson Sellers that touched that last for the Pacers. Good defense, however, by Sellers. As the Generals will pass it in. Kevin Denon with a lob pass over the midcourt logo to Sam Wise, as now Sam Wise will bring it back up. Defended by Burwell, defended well, I might add. Pass blocked by Tyson Sellers again, who knocks one out of bounds, but it'll stay here with the Generals. Good defense this last minute or so by Tyson Sellers, as Brugman will head out of bounds. A pass in to the left corner to Crohan. Wow, and a three-point shot. And an and one to go with it. He's got a chance to make this a 4-point play. William Brugman, as he faced a lot of contact, hit the floor after hitting that shot. 48-34. Pacers down big now. 2:13 to go in the first half. Brugman, a 6'3" junior out of Houston, Texas. He's a transfer from Straight Jesuit College Prep. As Gaylord brings the ball up past midcourt. Passes it in to Trey Bryant. And that's going to be a foul, looks like, on Mark Crohan. As we've got 2:02 to go in the half. Pacers up big here, 49-34. Second foul of the day for Crohan. As Trey Bryant will set up to get a couple of free throws. Bryant, first free throw good. He actually led field goal percentage for all starters last year at 53%. He also led in rebounds with 9.7 per game as he hits his second shot. 49-36, 2 minutes even on the clock. Wise gives it off, swings it around. Denon looking for some options. He passes it off, and now a drive in by Brugman. And now Manigault will give it back off to Wise. Comes up mid-court. and lays it up and in. 51-36 Generals. Washington and Lee with a lot of momentum on their side this entire half. Gaylord, pass over to Gaylord, but he loses control of the ball as Wise does a little crossover move. And ball deflected out of bounds as it'll stay here with the Generals.
Cut through a hole, Blue.
As we'll have somebody wipe up the sweat on the floor so we can continue on with the half. Pass in. And now ball at the top of the key. Brugman has it. He gives it off to Crohan. Was going to hand it off to Wise, but Wise way too defended. Left corner three attempt, no good, short off the iron. That's Richie Manigault with that attempt. And now Burwell has it at the top of the key for the Pacers. No lackluster defense for the Generals as Burwell takes complete advantage of that. 51-38, Pacers still down a lot. As now we're going to take a quick timeout as one of the Generals looks like he's got a little bit of blood coming from his mouth there that he took after that Burwell layup. As now he'll go to the line as after getting fouled by Trey Bryant. That's Bryant's second personal of the game. Shot up from the free throw line, hard off the iron. Not even close as we've got 55.1 to go in the half. 51-38, Generals lead this. Tyrell Jr. checks in for Bryant. And that second free throw's up, and he misses both of them. 0 for 2 from the line there. As the ball went out of bounds, Bo Bryant will check in and pass it in to Gaylord. Gaylord crosses midcourt, gives it off to Bo Bryant. Deep three beyond the arc, but off and into the hands of Crohan. And now Sam Wise will drive in and give it off to the right wing. Manigault hits that three. He's hit a few today, 54-38, 33, now 31 seconds to go in the half. 24 on the shot clock. Gaylord has it at the midcourt logo. He's going to let some of that tick off. Now over to Cam Ferguson, left wing. Up to Burwell, who's just going to stand there and dribble a little bit. Let the clock tick, 15 seconds. 9 on the shot clock now as the shot's up and off. But a tip in by Burwell. Good stuff there. 6 seconds to go. Final shot of the half, as there is no shot, as that's going to do it. Manigault thought he was going to try and get a shot off there to finish up the half, but ball deflected away by some good Pacer defense, and that's going to do it for the first half here at the Herm. Pacers down 14, 55-40, as it was a very sloppy first half for the Pacers. We're going to take a quick break for halftime, and we'll be back shortly on the Pacer Sports Network. Don't go away. All right, welcome back to the Pacers Sports Network for the start of the second half of today's afternoon contest between your William Peace Pacers and the Generals of Washington and Lee University. Washington and Lee pretty much own the first half here at the Herm. They lead at 54-40 as the players head back out onto the floor. And we get this thing going here in the second half as the Generals will start off with the ball. Richie Manigault looking for some options. He finds Sheck Toure. As now we're going to take a pause as looks like the shot clock wasn't activated or something. Generals lead 54-40. A lob pass in, not much behind that pass as it's intercepted by Tyrell Jr. And Sellers attempted a three, but it was no good as now Toure will give it off to Manigault, but that three was well off. Sellers rebounds it, gives it to Burwell, and now Gaylord will take a wide open three, and he gets it. 54-43 Pacers, 19 and a half to go in the game. A little crossover action by Lamendola, and now off the foot of Gaylord. And now the Generals will take it out of bounds. Generals lead by 11 here, 19-18 to go in the second half. Lamendola, inbound pass, looking for some option. He finds Brugman, and a jump shot, deep two, will draw a foul. Shot goes, and he'll get an and one attempt. Brugman with 18 points. That foul on John Burwell, his second personal. As Brugman will head to the line and try to get himself a three-point play that would have put the Generals up 57-43, but it missed, and so it's 56-43 with 19:08 to go. Burwell on the left wing, drive-in spin move, a pass out to Gaylord. That would have been his second three in a row, but it clangs off the iron, and now out in front of the fast break was Manigault. Layup no good, but followed up by one of his teammates. 58-43 Generals with just under 19 minutes to go in the second half. Burwell has it on the left side. He'll take a few steps back, reset. Tyrell Jr. with the pick, and now Gaylord with his third three attempt in the last couple of minutes, but it's off again. And now the Generals will bring it up, and fouled is Brugman as he hits the floor and gets helped up by his teammates. He'll take two shots. That foul on Tyrell Jr., his second personal foul. 18:27 to go in the second half, 58-43. Generals up big. They've led most of the game as the first free throw's good by Brugman. I think the Pacers have maybe led once today. I don't know if it's been completely Generals, but it's mostly been Generals the whole way. 60-43, second free throw's good. 18 and a half minutes to go in the second half. And now a turnover by Burwell as he got trapped over on the side right in front of the stands. And the ball's going to go out of bounds off of his ankle as now the Generals will get it back of Washington and Lee. Toure, a lob pass deep. Not quite enough to get it out of bounds as Lamendola had enough room to get it. But he loses the ball, but gains it back right as he crossed the midcourt logo. And now he dribbles off of his foot right in front of the scorer's table. And now into the hands of Burwell. And the ball skied over our heads here at the scorer's table off of a General defender's foot. Ball bounced off of the wall, literally right above my head, as Tyrell Jr. right in front of us here at the table will pass it across court to Gaylord. He faced a couple General defenders and passed it off. As now Tyrell Jr. goes up, faced some physical contact, no foul called. Thought he was going to get his own rebound, but he lost it in the hands of a general defender. Brugman comes up, layup on the left side. Easy pickings for Brugman, who's been having a really good game today. As it's now 62-43, that lead just under 20 with 17:37 to go in the second half. Sellers passes in sharply to Tyrell Jr. Contact, but no foul as he misses the shot. Brugman with a deep three-point attempt that doesn't go, that was near the logo. And now, ball out of bounds. Coach McHugh not fond of that call at all, as he thought it went off of a Pacer defender, but the ref called that it went off one of the Generals of Washington and Lee, as Bo Bryant checks into the game and passes it in to Burwell. Washington and Lee back in that full court press defense. They used most of the first half, drew a fair amount of turnovers from that. And Burwell skies a little floater in there. 62-45, Pacers still trail by a large margin, 17 minutes to go in the game. And now another turnover, the second straight for the Generals. That one off of Lamendola's foot and out of bounds over towards the padding right under the basket, as Bo Bryant will take the ball out of bounds. A couple of Generals will check into the game. And we'll resume play as Burwell gives it off to Gaylord. They cross the midcourt logo. And Sellers, a bounce pass over to Bryant, and now a bounce pass in to Gaylord, and now out to Bo Bryant, who misses a three-point attempt short, and then Bryant hit the ground hard. Looks like he got pushed. Waving his hands, looking for some type of call, and he's gonna get it, as that's a push. As now we'll have somebody come out and wipe the floor to get all the sweat off of the floor. As now that foul on Curtis Mitchell, his third. As Sellers inbounds it to Bryant, and now Sellers will give it to Bo Bryant, and now over to Burwell on the right wing, scanning the floor. Sellers at the top of the key, dribbles, takes the shot, and airballs it, as Brugman contested that one pretty well for the Generals. And Generals will take it their way, as Mark Crohan will check in for the game. Curtis Mitchell will check out. Coach McHugh over here by the scores table, watching his players. Sam Wise brings it up the floor. Right wing three-point attempt short by Crohan. Ball out of bounds on the right corner towards the fans, and it looks like it's going to stay here with the Generals. As the official will direct Sam Wise over towards the corner to take the inbound pass. In the meantime, Jalen Owens, the freshman, will check in for the Pacers as Gaylord checks out. And the ball inbounded. Lamendola swings it over to Brugman. A strong take on the left side. He'll draw a foul and take a couple of shots. Brugman's been at the line several times today, as he gets ready for his first shot. Up and good. That'll make him 4 of 5 at the line today. He's got 23 points on the day, make that 24, as his second shot goes through the net. Bo Bryant pass into Burwell, and Burwell being defended heavily by Sam Wise. An attempted floater by Burwell, as Bryant, Burwell, and a general defender were fighting for the ball. And Generals bring it up and nail a three. That was Mark Lamendola. He's got 5 points today. Assist there by Kevin Denon, as now offensive foul, as Bo Bryant took it in strong. 67-45. Generals up with 15 and a half to go, 15:36 to be exact, as we're going to take a quick timeout. That was Bo Bryant's second personal foul of the game. And we're going to take a quick break. Generals pretty much in control of this one the whole way, 67-45, 15-36 left in the second half. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're on the Pacer Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pacer Sports Network. Players are back out on the floor. Ball checked in into Sam Wise for the Washington and Lee Generals. 15 and a half to go in the game. They lead at 67-45. They've led it pretty much the whole way. Crohan couldn't make up his mind what to do with it. He decided to give it off to Sam Wise, who airballs a three, but rebounded, and Brugman dishes it inside. And Sam Wise with the finish. Good shot there by Wise, who's had a pretty good impact on this game for Washington and Lee. He's got 11 points. That assist by Mark Crohan, his second assist of the game. Ball at the top, now swung over to Cam Ferguson, who puts it into Bo Bryant. Defense, physical contact, caused him to miss that shot. 14:50 left in the game. And a layup attempt, no good. Good defense there by Trey Bryant. That shot by Crohan, no good. Cam Ferguson over right in front of the crowd as he takes it up to the top of the key, trying to shake off Sam Wise, and gives it off to Jalen Owens, whose shot was deflected. Generals brought it back, and now Pacers get it right back as Burwell takes it up, kicks it off to Cam Ferguson. There's a three from the right wing, but off left of the iron and into the hands of Sam Wise, who brings it up in a hurry for the Generals. Little no-look pass to the left wing. Results in a three by Mark Lamondola. As it's 72-45. A lopsided affair, no doubt. Generals in complete control. And I believe that'll be Claude Shields that just called that timeout, the ninth-year coach of the William Peace Pacers. 14:08 left in the half, left in the game. 17:45 Generals of Washington Lee. Don't go anywhere on the Pacer Sports Network. All right, that's going to do it for our break. And we're back here on the Pacer Sports Network. And hold that thought, as looks like we had some technical difficulties that is going to prolong this timeout. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere on the Pacer Sports Network. And now here come the Pacers back on the floor. Generals head back out onto the floor. Last play was a three-point attempt that was good by Mark Lamondola. He's got 8 points. As now Bo Bryant will pass it in to Michael Gaylord, and he'll bring it up and pass it over to Bo Bryant. Tequan Whitmore with his first minutes of the game as he drives in and kicks it out to Bo Bryant. Bo Bryant thought about a three, drove in, but he lost his footing as Sam Wise leads the charge for Washington and Lee, but misses the shot. Tipped around volleyball style, but into a General defender. Kicked out to the top of the key, but three-point no good by Manigault, but Generals get it back again. Good offensive rebounding by Washington and Lee results in a Brugman layup, 74-45. Generals lead this by almost 30. They are up by 29, 13 and a half to go. Brugman's got 26 points. He's had a very good effect offensively on this game for Washington and Lee. There's now a couple of subs for Washington and Lee. Brugman and Crohan will check out of the game as we'll resume play. A lob pass into Gaylord by DeAndre Thomas. Whitmore on the left corner passes it up to Deshaun Mason, who's also seeing his first minutes of the game. A three-point well long, clanged off the right iron and off the backboard and into the hands of a General defender. Curtis Mitchell pass into Sam Wise, but wild and off of Wise's hands, out of bounds. Pacer ball, Gaylord brings it up. Sam Wise defending him for the Generals. Hand off to Whitmore. Now over to Mason. Pass over to Gaylord at the top of the key. Little crossover dribble. Pass to the left corner. Three-point no good by Bo Bryant. And the Generals will bring it back. Gus Wise passes it across midcourt to Sam Wise. Left wing pass inside. A nice little dish. A nice little handoff there. And a finish by Richie Manigault. 76-45. Generals in complete control of this one. 12:28 to go in the half. Whitmore dribbles in. No looks for him and back out. Bo Bryant. Jab step to the right. A pass across to Gaylord. Drive in, spin move. Clangs around the iron but didn't fall. As the Generals bring it back their way. I believe that's Gus Wise who draws a foul and one attempt. There's now some subs now for the Pacers. Tyrell Jr. will check in. Trey Bryant will also check in. Generals defense comes up into the full court press that they've used a good majority of this ball game. 12:07 to go. 76-45. Last play was a foul on Gus Wise. That was his first one of the game. Burwell brings it up, passes across court to Gaylord, and now back over to Burwell. Pass inside on the right to Trey Bryant is going to result in a foul. Trey Bryant, John Burwell, Tyrell Jr., all checking into this game just a minute ago for the Pacers. We're going to take a quick timeout. 76-45, General still in complete control. 11:57 to go in the second half and in the rest of the game. We'll take a quick break and hope you stay with us on the Pacer Sports Network. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Pacer Sports Network. Players making their way back out on the floor. Washington and Lee in complete control of this one, 76-45 with just under 12 minutes to go. They were actually Shot in to Gaylord. Trey Bryant, a little spin move, tried to get up over Curtis Mitchell, but didn't have much luck on that shot. As Lamondola will bring it up. Gus Wise will step over, back up to Lamondola at the top of the key. 3 no good. Trey Bryant comes down with it for the Pacers, and Burwell will pass it down the floor, and now it's back up to Burwell again at the top of the key. Thought about a 3, decided to drive. A little bit of deflection, but the shot goes anyway. 76-47. Pacers still down by quite a bit as we got 11:15 to go. Lamondola guarded by Gaylord, and now gives it off to Curtis Mitchell, who's guarded by Trey Bryant. Lamondola, a little give and go action there as he gets the shot to go. He's got 10 points after that one. We got 10:57 to go. 78-47 Generals. Burwell strides in, passes it off to the right wing. Good 3 there. Michael Gaylord trying to get a little spark going for the Pacers. That gave him 13 points. John Burwell with his 5th assist of the game. Lamondola guarded, now double teamed by Tyrell Jr. and Gaylord. Right corner 3 off left. But the Generals maintain possession of it. Teray stripped away by Gaylord. He's going to lead the charge down the court. Mason finishes it off. 52-78. Generals up. 10-10 left to go in the second half and the ball game. Pacers back in their full court press defense. Lamondola trying to shake Gaylord. Gus Wise at the top of the key. And a blocking foul is going to be charged to Tyrell Jr. as he clearly was trying to get an offensive foul. As we're going to have a good amount of subs for both teams. 3 players are going to check in for the Generals and a couple for the Pacers as well. That was Tyrell Jr.'s 3rd foul as the players are set for the inbounds play. And a lob pass down the floor to Wise as he'll bring it up across mid-court, attempting to shake Jalen Owens. And now Mitchell, strong take, but he lost control of it. And now here's Tyrell Jones for the Pacers, finishing that layup. And back up the floor quickly, but knocked away and into the hands of Sellers. But quickly stopped by the officials, as that would have been a nice little boost of momentum for the Pacers, who are down 78-54. They really needed that. And it looks like it's going to stay here with the Generals. That was Tyson Sellers' 2nd turnover of the game. His 2nd steal of the game right before that turnover, as Lamondola for the Generals has it at the right wing. Looking right into the eyes of Sellers, defending him. Good defense by Sellers. Crossover step Lamondola, and tipped away by Bo Bryant. John Burwell for the Pacers will bring it up as a foul's going to be called. It's gradually getting a little louder here at the Herm. 9-14 as the Pacers are trying to build a little bit of momentum here late. 78-54. Generals still lead it. Bo Bryant out of bounds near mid-court. Defended by Curtis Mitchell as he'll inbound to Burwell. Couple players from each side coming over to the scorers table for some potential subs. Burwell kicks it out to Tyrell Jr. Left corner 3, Bo Bryant off. That would have been big. And now it's going to go out of the bounds and go back to Washington Lee as Trey Bryant checks in for the Pacers in place of Tyrell Jr. And Crohan will check in place for Curtis Mitchell, junior forward from Georgetown Prep School. He's from Chevy Chase, Maryland. Strong, that's definitely an offensive foul. Strong take there by Mark Crohan as he bodied up a Pacer defender. As now Bo Bryant will have the ball out of bounds, and head coach of the Generals, Chris McHugh, will argue that call as they'll now head over to the scores table to get this one figured out. And now Bo Bryant, everything good to go on the floor. 8:45 to go in the second half. 78-54 Generals lead it. Burwell shaking his head to Bo Bryant that he didn't want to pick. And they'll cross midcourt. Shot, right wing three, off. But rebounded, up and in, 78-56. Pacers still trail. That was Trey Bryant. He's got 5 points. And now a steal thrown back in. It was going out of bounds, but Sellers threw it back in. And one attempt. Bo Bryant draws the foul, and he's going to get a shot for an and one. 78-58. Pacers cut it down to 20. They're down by a lot, but a lot of energy now here in the Herm, as Pacers doing everything they can to claw back with the 8 minutes and 13 seconds they have left in this game. Curtis Mitchell will check in for Crohan. He was only out for a few minutes. Starting big man for Washington and Lee as Bo Bryant wipes the bottom of his shoes and gets himself prepared to take this free throw. Shot off the back iron and into the hands of Lamondola. And now that's going to be a walk as Lamondola fell to the ground and lost control of the ball. As that Pacer bench erupts at any break they'll get. And now somebody will come out and wipe the sweat from the floor. Make sure we don't have any more slip-ups. 8:10 to go in the second half. 78-58, Generals up 20. Slowly but surely, Pacers trying to build some type of momentum as the energy is absolutely picked up here in the Herm. Burwell on the right wing passes it in to Bo Bryant. Contested shot, well off. Some of the Pacer players looking for some type of foul call, but they didn't get it. As Brugman for the Generals will check it in to Wise, who's defended by Jalen Owens. Pacers back in their full court press defense. Wise crosses the logo at midcourt, scanning the floor for some option. He finds Mitchell. The General big man drives in, and that's a blocking foul on Trey Bryant. Crowd didn't like that call. Claude Shields looking confused himself, hoping for some type of offensive foul on Mitchell. And we're going to take a quick media timeout as Trey Bryant, he's standing, but he's clearly shaken up. 7:45 to go in the game, and looks like he's all right. He'll kind of joke around with the official there because he knows he took a big blow. 78-58, 20-point lead by the Generals. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere on the Pacer Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pacer Sports Network here at the Herman Athletics Center for our afternoon contest between William Peace and Washington and Lee. We've got 7:45 to go. The Generals been in complete control this whole game. They're up 20 as Their starter big man, Curtis Mitchell, is getting ready to take some free throws. First one of those short off the iron. A foul by Trey Bryant's what led to those free throws right before the break and the timeout. As Mitchell will get ready to take his second free throw. This one jiggers itself into the hole, and it's 79-58 Generals. A long pass to a wide-open Cam Ferguson. Oh, an attempted jam. An attempted follow-up jam by Sellers, but just strong as he was a little bit out of control, and Brugman will follow that up for the Generals with a missed layup. As Curtis Mitchell hit the floor hard trying to get the rebound or tip it back in, whatever he's trying to do, he hit the floor hard. As now somebody will come out and wipe the floor just under the Generals basket. McHugh, even with his team up 79-58, still keeping the Generals well engaged, keeping his team fired up. Bryant passes it in to Burwell. Pacers. Oh, he made him. Good moves by Burwell, causes defender to slip. Some broken angles here at the Herm for the Pacers. And now Burwell with a floater. Great move and great finish by John Burwell. Energy picking up for the Pacers as they're cutting in slowly but surely. That lead stripped away by Cam Ferguson. Burwell's got it again, kicks it out to Ferguson, thought about a left corner three, but had no shot. Sellers has it on the right wing, little jab step, right wing three. Hard, that would have been huge. That would have caused quite a stir with the Pacer fans. Wide open three by Lamandola for the Generals is off, but into the hands of a General rebounder. Deep three by Brugman. He's had a few of those today, and this one swirls in as well. He's got 29 points after that three. As that quickly quieted the crowd amongst the Pacer fans. 6.5 minutes to go with an 82-60 lead by the Washington and Lee Generals. Stay with us here on the Pacer Sports Network as we take this one to the finish. All right, welcome back to the Pacer Sports Network. We're here at the Herman Athletic Center, wrapping up today's ball game between the Pacers and the Generals. 6.5 minutes to go in this one. Generals have led it the whole way. 82-60, they lead it currently. As it'll be the Pacers' ball as soon as we can get this thing going. They had somebody come out and wipe the floor near midcourt so we don't have any slip-ups, and it looks like the official is going to bounce it over to Tyrell Jr., and he'll casually pass it in to Burwell as he'll bring it up for the Pacers. And Burwell lost it and into the hands of a General defender. Lamandola is going to go up, and that's going to be a blocking foul. Claude Shields erupts in a giant what on that call. Clearly didn't agree. Quite a few of those have gone against the Pacers today. You know, getting bodied up and looking for the offensive charge and just not getting many of them today. As Lamandola is going to take a few free throws at the line. And first shot, no good. 83-60. Generals lead it. 6:16 to go in the second half. Lamandola hits his second shot. A few subs there for Washington and Lee as Tyrell Jr. will pass it in. Gaylord will let it roll a little bit so they don't waste any time as they're going to need that to claw their way back as they're down by 24, 84-60. And a blocking foul by Curtis Mitchell as he bodied up Jalen Owens, who's going to go to the line for some shots. 6:06 left in the game, 84-60. Washington and Lee in complete control. Owens with 3 points today. And trying to make it 4 as he gets his own rebound on the missed free throw. Gaylord, right wing 3, no good, but into the hands of Trey Bryant, who's heavily defended. Forced a layup, didn't go, and into the hands of Tyrell Jr. Owens passed it off to Cam Ferguson, missed the 3, but got his own rebound, puts it up well short. And that's going to be Crohan that comes down with the rebound, and Wise is going to take his time as everybody gets down the floor for both the Pacers and the Generals. He's defended by Owens of the Pacers. Calling for a pick, didn't get one. Swings it over to the left. Now it's at the top of the key by Crohan. Denon, deep shot, not quite a 3, but a deep 2 nonetheless. He got it. 5:18 to go. 86-60 Generals with a completely lopsided lead. And we're going to have another foul on the play. That's going to be Brugman of Washington and Lee's third personal foul, as Bryant's going to get him some free throws. Bryant 3 of 4 today from the line. As the first shot clangs. 86-60. Washington and Lee leading in this one, 5:11 to go in the ball game. Bryant with 5 points today. And second shot will rattle its way into the hoop. And Bryant will check out, and DeAndre Thomas will check in for him. Pacers in the full court defensive press. And Wise will take the ball from Brugman on the inbounds pass. Wise defended, now double teamed by Gaylord, and Whitmore almost drew a turnover and actually almost drew a walk, but he didn't get the call. Brugman, deep 3. Almost added one more to the resume, but not quite, as it was deep off the iron, but rebounded by Crohan and put up into the basket for an easy layup. Whitmore on the right wing. Cam Ferguson now on the left. Right wing again. Cam Ferguson a deep 3 after quite a bit of Pacer passing movement. Whitmore on a left corner 3. Bounces up off the iron, but back in. Not the cleanest of shots, but it'll do. 88-64 Generals lead it. 4:19 to go. A left corner 3 is the response from Richie Manigault of Washington and Lee. As just anywhere the Pacers have tried to get a break going, Washington and Lee has pretty much shut it down every single time. 4:13 to go. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we're going to ride this one to the finish, as this one's clearly out of reach for the Pacers. 91-64 is your score. Generals in complete control, but we hope you stay with us and finish it out on the Pacer Sports Network. Don't go away. All right, welcome back to the Pacers Sports Network as we've got 4:13 to go in the second half and in the ball game. 91-64, a strong, lopsided lead by Washington as Trey Bryan will bounce pass it in to John Burwell. Number 15 there for the Pacers. He'll give it off to Mason. A dish to the right wing. Sellers jab step, and he'll go the other way towards the left. Bounce inside to Tyrell Jr. Bounces around, but he'll get it to go. 91-66 Generals, 3:54 to go. Sam Wise defended by Burwell. Now slings a pass inside, almost lost it, but not quite, as that'll be a right wing three-pointer by Richie Manigault. Burwell brings it up. A right corner three by Mason, misses again, as he's had a couple attempts today. None of them have gone. Sellers, left wing three is good to go. 94-69 Generals with 3:20 to go. That'll give Sellers 12 points. Is heavily defended by the Pacers as a layup that doesn't fall for Sam Wise, but he is going to get a few free throws. Wise 1 of 1 today from the line. That foul on Tyrell Jr., his fourth. As Wise's first free throw is going to be short off the iron. A few substitution now for Washington and Lee. As Sam Wise will get ready to take his second shot. First one was short. Second one also short. Missed it in the same fashion he missed the first one, and rebounded by Burwell. Sellers has it. Now Bryan at the top of the key. Slings it over to Burwell, who drives in and now kicks it out to Tyrell Jr. Mason swings it around. Good ball movement by the Pacers. Burwell now off to Sellers. Three-pointer, no good from the left corner from Sellers. As Sam Wise will wait for Crohan to get up the floor as he'll dish it off, and then Crohan dishes it right back to Wise. Wise defended by Tyson Sellers. Torre passes it to Manigault. A little give and go. Manigault floater short off the iron, but back into his hands. He'll bounce passes over to Crohan between some Pacer defenders, and that shot is good. 2:25 to go, 96-69 your score. Washington and Lee in complete control. Pump fake by Burwell, drew a jump, but he didn't take the shot. Mid-range shot, no good by Bryant, and now Mason for the Pacers will pass it over to Tyrell Jr. A drive inside, that's good. 2:03 to go. As Chris McHugh is going to take a quick timeout. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. 2:01 to go. 96-71 your score. Washington and Lee continues to be in control of this one. It looks like we're not going to take a timeout. Just some substitutions as some new players for the Generals we haven't really seen today are going to check into the game. Manigault, a deep two just in front of the three-point line, is going to drop in for Torre, as that's 98-71. He's got 8 points. Mason, deep three, finally got that one to go. He's been trying to get that shot to fall all day, and he finally gets it. (98-74), Washington lead in complete control. A minute and a half to go. That three-pointer by Deshaun Mason was his 5th point of the game. And now that's going to be a foul, looks like on Whitmore. As Mikey Basile will take his first shots of the day at the free throw line. One of those new substitutions. He's not going to get the first one as that clangs strong off the iron. 1:26 to go. 98-74 Generals. Second free throw swirls in and out and into the hands of Whitmore as he passes it strong down to Mason. Mason comes up to the right wing, now over to Whitmore. in the right corner. And a little pick and roll action there. Pick set by P.J. Holtzclaw, seeing his first minutes of the contest. As now we're going to take a quick pause, and it looks like Whitmore is going to be at the line to take a few free throws. 1:14 to go, 98-74 Generals. That was Basile's first foul of the game, as Josh Hubert, the freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina, will check in for DeAndre Thomas as Whitmore sets up for his second free throw. Second shot's going to fall. And ball checked in to Basile, defended by Whitmore of your Pacers. They're at the midcourt logo, just past it. And now a strong take is going to result in 2 points for DeCibio. That's his first points of the game. He's seeing his first minutes of the whole game. Deep three by Mason, pretty much just saying, I'm going to air it out and see if I can get it, but he did not, as we've got 48.1 seconds on the clock. Washington in lead, just hit the 100-point mark. After that DeCibio layup that will give him, as I said, his first two of the contest, 100-76. Generals, as the first free throw is going to fall for Holtzclaw from Charlotte, went to Hickory Grove Christian High School. That was his first point of the day, and he just got his second point of the day as the second free throw fell in. Basile guarded by Whitmore of the Pacers, as we've got 42 seconds to go. And tipped away by Josh Hubert. And Whitmore's going to finish that off. Hubert, that's his first steal of the day, was Whitmore's 7th points of the game. 24 seconds left, 21 on the shot clock. Manigault passes it over, finds DeCibio. Little crossover dribble into the left corner. Drive in and pass. A strong take by DeCibio, no good. It looks like the refs are just going to let him finish this out. And a last-second jam by Jalen Owens is going to put the button on this one. 100-82 your final. Washington and Lee finish this out. Very lopsided affair. Crowd erupted for that dunk there at the finish. About the only thing they had to cheer for today is a little bit of momentum broke out for the Pacers today, but not